Are we live? Are we good? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? I think we are. I think we are. It says we're live. I think we are. Well, if we are live, what is good, guys? I'm Vernon Kid here, coming to you again with the latest in Q&As. It is the end of September, and as always, guys, I'm here to talk and answer your questions, have a little fun with you guys. Uh, we'll be here for maybe 2 hours or so. I'm sorry I started a little late. I got held up with something, and then I need to get something to eat and things like that. So wherever you are in the world, drop it in the comment section down below. And tell me what time it is on your end. It is 10:55 here in New York. So drop it in the comment section where you at, what time it is, so I'll know. But basically, if you're on the West Coast, it is 7:55 where you at. So if you're Mountain Time, Central Time, it's your 1 hour difference from me and things like that. Sorry about that. Anyway, okay, we got Arkansas. So yeah, wait, Hunter, you're in Wait, isn't Arkansas is on what, Mountain Time? So that's Mountain Time. Okay, all right, Mountain Time. All right. So, um, yeah, guys. So there's a lot to answer, a lot of questions to be brought up. I know people are probably going to ask, about certain aspects, certain things, and like, for example, what did I think of Mortal Kombat? I just put a video up, gave kind of a review on Mortal Kombat 1. I don't mind answering the questions again. Anybody has any questions about Mortal Kombat 1? Uh, so that'll be fine. If you see me eating, guys, I apologize. But I have some spicy, sweet and spicy pork lao mein down here. So if you see me eating, I apologize. Uh, so yeah. Outside of that, yes, and then of course, uh, some really cool things coming to the channel, especially in October. Spooky season is coming. Halloween. So we're gonna try to. I'm gonna try to put up a lot of things dealing with horror, um, as well. I hear see people keep asking, when is the rest of the Turtles game? You're gonna put that up? Yes, I am gonna put the rest of the Turtles game up, and I'm also gonna start playing. I might stream. I'll stream a couple of game sessions of Five Nights at Freddy's because of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie comes out next month. So I'll be putting that up. I'll do some streaming of Dead by Daylight. Play a couple of games as the killer, and I'll play some as the survivor as well. Um, so yeah, I'll start doing that as well. Uh, it's gonna be sad because I won't. I did tell somebody. Somebody asked me, "Will I put up Spider-Man 2?" Well, until I get that PS5, yes. So I will put it up, but I will stay away from all the gameplays and everything, the story modes from my favorite video game creators. But I will put that up. It'll take a time, but I'll get it up. Don't worry. So yeah. Outside of that, guys, yeah, I've been it's been it's been fun. It's been interesting this year so far. We're almost at the end of the year already. You all heard about the strike is coming to an end. They made a compromise. Congrats. That's good to know. Uh, the first issue of Wolverine versus Predator came out last week. I didn't read it yet. I have it. I didn't read it yet. So I'm looking forward to reading that and things like that. So, and in terms of the world of wrestling, because I know I got a lot of pro wrestling fans, fellow pro wrestling fans out there. Um, yeah, there was a huge couple of releases, a lot of couple of releases in WWE. I gave my thoughts on that too. I put a video up on that and kind of explained to where I could see some of the wrestlers going if they wanted to continue. Jade Cargill is now officially with WWE. She showed up today at the Performance Center, and she signed a multi-year contract with WWE. And ESPN was the first to deliver that story. So basically, what they're saying, showcasing, is that they see big things for her. But she's got to put in the work. She really does. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Sorry. Can you do video game videos? Who said that? Dart. I'm working on some video game videos. Like I said, working on some new games. I'm gonna finish some games as well. So yeah. Andre, hello everybody. It is Omaha. Okay, so it's Mountain Time. Yeah, that's Mountain Time. So yeah, it's now. It is 10:01. Do you think Henry Cavill is a good actor for Guts? You didn't know. You didn't know Guts is British. Um, well, first and foremost, I'm a big Berserk fan, and I never thought he was Japanese because he's not. Gatsu is not Japanese. You could tell it's very European. Could I see him playing Guts? Yeah. Uh, Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is, to me, is a chimera. He can do it all. He's got that talent. He's got that range. If he could play, he's played so many characters that, you know, he's been Sherlock Holmes, he's been Superman, he's the Witcher. You know, he was the Witcher. Um, he's gonna play Connor McLeod in the Highlander remake. Man's doing it all. He's good at what he can. So I could see him. The only compromise is trying to have them figure out how to use the Dragon Slayer, his big sword. But outside of that, yeah, I could see it. Are you going to do any more opinion spots? The latest opinion spot is up, so you can go check that out. I'm just saying, keep up. I put the latest up not too long ago. So yeah. But if you're asking, am I going to do any more? For new subscribers out there, new pack members, you're new to the pack. Ask the older pack members how long I've been doing the opinion spot. I've been doing that. That's one of my longest segments I've done on my channel. My channel's been up for over 10 years. And I've already hit, I'm almost, I think I've hit in 400, I think. So, no, I haven't. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I'm in the 400 range. So, yes. What do you think about Tom King's Wonder Woman run so far? I have not read it. I have it. I have not sat down and read any of my comics in a while yet, so I do have it. I was going to go here in New York. My store, Midtown Comics. Tom King was down there for a signing, and for issue number one, and I was gonna go. I was like, should I go? And then uh, I just decided not to. More important, more emotionally, I fell asleep. I was like, I fell right asleep. And when I got up, it was gonna be at 5, and I got up. It was like 7 o'clock. I think I dozed off about like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I took this long ass nap, and I was up. All right. Oh shit. It's the same. Like Scott Snyder's gonna be at Midtown tomorrow. Um, because he was supposed to be there before. Because he's supposed to sign his a book. This book right here, I'll show it to you. He's supposed to sign this horror book because he does a story in it. Um, this and he didn't make it. He couldn't make it last time because he was sick. But they're gonna do it again, and I'm just like, do I want to go? Because again, it's just like there's other things I want to do. There's other things that I planned, and more importantly, it was just like Scott Snyder's a one of those creators I've always wanted to meet. Every time I'm at conventions, I'm always like, all right, I want to he's there, and I want to meet him, and then I'm just something just I get there, and I'm like, and then he's not there, or he's on a day that I'm not gonna be there, or his line is just too fucking long, and I'm not really. I don't mind waiting, but it's just it's like okay. Um. Also, have you seen the trailer for the Kite Man spinoff from the Harley Quinns? I don't care. I don't watch the Harley Quinn series. I don't really care for it. So yeah. Who's your favorite Mighty Morphin Power Ranger? Uh, I always loved Tommy. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. But I was always a Zach guy. I was always a Zach guy, the Black Ranger. Uh, I always liked Zach, and to see that the dude still got the moves. If you watch that special on Netflix, he still got it. I like that. I like that indeed. You can pick one thing: the Berserk armor, or the Venom symbiote, or the Blue Beetle armor. What would you pick? Mm, a symbiote? I don't know because the Venom symbiote. Well, again, you're becoming one with that thing. With that, if it actually likes you. If not, it can come off you, no problem. The Scarab Kadidash, the Scarab's armor, that's embedded in your spine, and you actually could see it. Like that would creep me out. Like I'd just turn around, look at my back, and that thing is sticking out. I'm like, oh. Um, and Berserker armor, it's different. None of them actually. Just gotta, if I was to be honest. What about verses? What about versus? I don't know what you want. I'm gonna be 22 next month. Congrats, Hunter. Uh, my favorite Power Ranger is Billy Cranston. Billy. Billy's cool. He is the brains. Billy overcame a lot, because there was at one point he was like just a typical stereotype, beat him up, and then he learned how to, he grew, he got better. Um, would you like to read a new Jonah Hex? Um, a new Jonah Hex comic run, and if so, which writer would you like to see write it? Would I like a new Jonah Hex? Yeah, I wouldn't mind a new Jonah Hex. Who could I see writing it? Uh, uh, I'll probably say Justin Gray. So somebody that's really good with westerns. That'll work. Justin Gray used to writes a lot of the Lone Ranger comics for uh for Dynamite. So yeah, I could see that. Um, what would Spider-Man think of Yamcha? I don't know. That's weird. That doesn't even, they're not even in the same category. That'd be weird. Just in general. Versus matchup. Go to the other channel for that stuff. Um, I stopped doing those a while ago. You can go to the link. There's a go to the channel. Go to the main channel. There's a link that shows all that. I stopped doing those a while ago. Uh, just stopped it. It was hard coming up. Not hard, but it was just like I was coming up. I stopped. It was hard coming up with unique fight lineups instead of just the stereotypes of the stereotypical lineups. So I stopped doing it, and so I'm not gonna do those anymore. I was just tired of it. Sometimes there's certain aspects that I've done in the past that just they don't work. They don't work anymore. Hey kid, it's been a while, man. Did you like the Meg too? I did not see the Meg. I definitely watch it later. I want to check it out. I enjoyed the first one. I never read the books though. I know the books tell a different story, and the books have a lot more to do. And the character Jason Statham plays in the book is a completely different character. Who has the big sword? Guts or you mean who has the bigger sword? Um, they both are big, so you mean it should be more about length because I think Guts is longer. I think. Who would win in a fight, Judge Dredd or the Punisher? Uh, in terms of firepower, Judge Dredd has better sort of significant firepower, but so it'd be a little different. What do you think of Mortal Kombat One? Like I said, I enjoyed it. The story was good. Um, Seeing how they altered a little bit of the timeline, for certain characters was interesting. Um, my issue still is that Sonya Blade was not in the story mode. How you forget the first lady of Mortal Kombat? I was like, that don't work for me. So I'm like, it is a must. She is in that next game. as a playable character, not a cameo character. If they're gonna do the cameo fighters again, then they should just that should be just in general, not you just have certain characters like they did there. Curtis Stryker, Mutaro, Goro, Frost. Instead of just it should have just been characters. I don't care for the DLCs, really. I don't care for Homelander. I don't care for Omni Man, and I don't care for um um forgetting the character John Cena played. Don't care for that. Whenever they do these, I don't care for them. I really don't. People ask me that all the time. I'm like, I don't care. If you're gonna put DLC characters, then put characters from the Mortal Kombat franchise that didn't make the cut. You know, instead of there's only one character outside of the Mortal Kombat franchise that I would want in a Mortal Kombat, and it would work in Mortal Kombat. That character being Kenshiro from Fist of North Star. That's it. You do that, that's working. There you go. Kenshiro would work in the Mortal Kombat universe. Outside of that, I don't care about anybody else. I really don't. It was nice to see, but at the end of the day, it's like, mm, mm. Was it nice to see the Terminator? Yes. Was it nice to see Rambo, RoboCop? Yes, it was. The geek in me, that '80s kid in me, came out. Yes, but at the same time, it's just like those spots could have been used for somebody else. I want to see Craven the Hunter versus Predator. Uh, mm, I know a lot of people keep saying that, but I don't see that really going the way people may think because it works better that it was Wolverine. He's a lot older. He's more seasoned than Craven. And Wolverine barely loses. Craven, like say what you want, but he gets defeated a lot. You can say, "Oh, but he's immortal." And the only person that can kill him is Spider-Man, which I think they still have, or I think they got written that. But yeah, I get it. Craven the Hunter, I get it. But at the same time, he's still only human. He ain't like Wolverine. Now, Predator versus Black Panther, somebody like that. Yeah, I would love that. Let's see Wakandan tech versus Predator's tech. And what's cool about this Wolverine versus Predator story, it's showing different stages in the history of especially Wolverine. Like it's showing that the Predator and Wolverine have been going at it for years. I think Stryker is an underrated character. Curtis Stryker, yeah, yeah, he can be. But the problem is, here's the problem. Sometimes I have with that. You have great military characters like Sonya Blade and Jax, and all Stryker is a riot cop. It's like, okay, it's like it's shown. It's like, well, without that gun, it's like it's just weird. I will not. I'm not sold on the Marvels. Why? I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that because uh, Kamala's gonna kill it. We're gonna see Monica showcase what she truly is, what she truly can do. That's gonna be great. The only thing I would say I'm is probably the villain. That's the only one that I'm really, but it's actually a rogue. I guess you could say a new accuser. So that's cool. Also that, I'm looking forward to that. Who would win, Prometheus or Midnighter? Midnighter. Um, so I have a fun new idea for a DC anti-hero who is estranged GCPD, medical examiner, coroner, daughter of Killer Croc named Brooklyn Jones. Hmm. So would she have the same skin condition like her papa? Because that can be hereditary. A good son scenario. Oh, that means somebody watched the good son scenario. Kyle Rayner or Tim Drake. I'm not even doing that. I'm not doing that tonight. I ain't doing that. Nope. We ain't doing that. That video was harder as it was, so I'm not doing this. Nope. Monica is gonna get sidelined to breed. I doubt it. That's doubtful. Please stop doing that. Don't do that. You keep thinking that way. Keep your negativity away from me. I don't need that. I'm trying to get a PS5, but I want Marvel Spider-Man, the Spider-Man 2 version. What, you don't really need it. Here's the thing about that. All those who want to get a PS5 and trying to get the PS the Spider-Man, they sell, the PS5, all that is a plate. You could take those off and change it, and because they sell just the Spider-Man cover by itself. So you could just do that. Are you planning to get Mortal Kombat 1 soon? Played it already, and I watched. There's a video up, Barry, already of what my thoughts on it, so you could just go watch that. Again, shows that just kind of shows. Again, do y'all hit that notification bell? Yeah, let me ask you guys. Do you hit the notification bell when any of my videos go up? Is there do y'all hit that? I guarantee you, if you do that, you won't miss videos. I tell everybody all the time. I hate to be that guy, but yeah, you guys make yourself very known that there's only certain things you don't keep up. I tell you to hit that notification bell to keep up with everything I do. That you put yourself in that situation. I'm not even joking. I'm serious. Like that just shows. Like, oh, okay, just saying. Hit the notification bell. You won't miss something. And yes, and thank you. Right, yeah. Put the thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Let's see. What do you think of the idea of hero villain mashup between Judge Dredd and Hotel Moscow from not working. Have you heard the rumor about Dance Keen, the girl who play Laura might reprise the role. You talking about Danielle Keeney? I don't. I haven't heard any rumor of her coming back to play Daphne Keene. Daphne Keene. I have not heard any rumor of her coming back to play. I don't know where you heard that from. Where's your source? That's what I always tell people that you're gonna spread a rumor. Give me your source. Where'd you read that from? Don't because it's them these sources these to me. I'll be real. To me, some of the some of the cosmic comic news is a load of crap. They're a load of crap. I don't believe anything they write. Same thing with Latino. I don't believe goddamn nothing they write because that's why I get all my source in terms of anything that's dealing with movies or anything like. I go, um, um, I'm Variety News, Movie.com. I'm all these that have reliable sources. Where I now even with wrestling news, I keep it straight to people that I can trust. Now I don't trust none of them people like that. Who do you think Marvel will get to play the Blade villain Frost? Oh, that's if they do Frost. If they do Deacon Frost, I but I'm sure they probably will. Well, he better be older. I didn't mind Steven Dorff, but I'm just like Deacon Frost was an older vampire. He wasn't young. He was older. And that again, that's just that again, there's too many people out there that really don't know Blade and they look at Blade because they only followed the movies and that's great. But you have to you have to also follow you also have to the source materials itself is um where that that's why I'm glad in the movie like they're in the movie they're not doing Whistler because Whistler is not real. Everybody thinks Whistler Blade was trained by Whistler. No, he wasn't. Wasn't trained by Whistler. He's trained by a guy called Jamal Afari. He was a saxophone player, but also a vampire hunter. Delroy Leonard is in this movie, and I'm like, he's Jamal. Once I saw that, I'm like, that's Jamal right there. They're going more with the source, the real source material. When you read that first Tomb of Dracula, where Blade tells his origin, they're going with that, not what Wesley did and all that. Whistler is not real. Um, and if this means that they're going to bring in Marvel's going to bring in their version of Dracula, so be it. I want to see Dracula in the MCU because the Dracula in MCU is badass looking. I'm like, yo, he looks badass. But people don't really know the truth about Blade. They really don't, and that's kind of sad. His daughter's cool too. His daughter Brielle. I read her last comic book, her book where we get to see Blade's daughter, and she's really interesting, really cool. Indeed, she's a if her father's half, she's like 1/4 vampire, but her powers are most of the time her powers only work at night, so it's like really interesting. It's not as for like I said, as for Deacon Frost, again, a older actor should play him. Uh, can the dead lights affect Batman? The who? Yeah, I imagine that Brooklyn Jones would have the same genetic. Okay, she stays in the yeah. Hero mashup. Wait, Batman versus Jigsaw. Oh, he would. Bruce is not getting caught in any of Jigsaw's traps, and even if he did, he'd get out of it quick. Judge Dredd versus Kano. Come on, man. Come on, Perry. Come on. You gotta come harder than that. That ain't work. Yeah, come on. Fuck Kano. Yujiro Hama used his son as a nunchuck. That was funny. I love that. Yeah, the we kind of got the fight between Yujiro and Baki. The last, and it was good. I enjoyed it very much. So yeah, I did. Uh, I hope to see Mr. Sinister and MZ. Of course, everybody wants to see Sinister, and I'm glad they're taking their time with the X-Men. They're not rushing that, and nor should they. Again, Kevin Feige worked for the X-Men movies before the MCU, and he should look at those movies and be like, okay, we're gonna do everything different but better with what Fox did. First things first, Magneto is gonna not gonna hog up the villain spotlight because that Magneto did, and I love Magneto, but it was just like, good God, okay, the X Men got other villains, and I'm telling you before, and I'll say it again, villains like Mojo would be great. I would want Mojo in the MCU. He would scare people. And that's right. That's what I want him to do. Scare people. Could you imagine a little kid seeing something like that coming out? That'd scare the shit out of them. I'd be sitting there laughing too. Like, yeah, that's what I want. Sinister should come off like Voldemort. We don't talk about. He's like the boogeyman. That's how Sinister should be. There's so many other villains outside of just Magneto, but and I hopefully that's what they're gonna do is like they're gonna look at these characters and like I mean hell with the X-Men now and we could get the Shi'ar. We could get the Shi'ar. I've been wanting to see the Shi'ar Empire live action for years. And when I've said it before and I'll say it again, stay the fuck away from the Phoenix. Because so far they've done it twice and they failed. They don't understand the whole aspect of that cosmic entity. None of them do. Fox fucked it up twice. Stay away from Apocalypse. Because they don't understand him either. You know, in terms of where what his true power is compared to when he got the celestial armor. So yeah, there are a lot of things. Just stay the fuck away from the Phoenix. I don't want to see the Phoenix or even get remotely hearing about it unless you're gonna do it properly. For the Fall of X storyline, it's interesting, but Marvel does this all the time. They give the X-Men a high for a while and then they bring them back down in terms of and I'm kind of glad because I've been kind of tired of this Krakoa era in a sense, not because it's not that it's bad, it's just the way the X-Men are acting. Like it's almost like they're stuck up. They're and a lot of them and they their characteristics, some of them it's like, wait, was never acting like that before. Now all of a sudden, the one that seemed to really still keep the whole dream of coexisting was Jean. She was like one of the few. Everyone else was like, yeah, we got our own island and everything. It's like, I mean, Wolverine he didn't care. He barely stayed on the island. So it was just like, good God. Um, but it's all right. It's pretty. Will you be looking forward to TMNT 40th next year? Of course, I'm a turtle fan. That should never. That's not even be questioned. What DC character will get annoyed by Benson outside of Batman? I don't know. I don't. I'm not. I don't even look at that. That's weird. Are you going to do any Death Battle reaction? No, because I'd hate that show. I hate Death Battle. I hate the concept. I hate the channel. I don't really care for it. They don't get their facts straight. They jump. They don't they to do a battle. They take source material from where they should be taking it from is from the original source, the comic books. But they'll take it from anywhere. I remember watching them do a He-Man versus Lion fight, and I'm like, they just left out some of the most important factors into that fight, especially with Lino. And they left out the whole thing. The Sword of Omens would never, soon as Lino would fight He-Man or he would try to unsheath the Sword of Omens, it would not come out because the sword could sense the goodness, and they just left all that bullshit out. I don't like Death Battle. I date their stuff is stupid. I can't with them. I don't give a damn about them at all. Yeah, they overdid. Yeah, they overdid Magneto. He was everywhere, and that'll get people tired of that character. Like, and people start questioning: is that all they could do with the X Men is Magneto, Magneto, Magneto? And 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 then even when they tried to do characters outside of Magneto, like the Sentinels, they kind of fucked that up. You when they did the Sentinels, they didn't even get Master Mold. We didn't even get Master Mold. We didn't get Bastion. There was so many characters. Hell, they could even did Nimrod, but they didn't. The and then when we saw the future of the Sentinels, what were they? They weren't Sentinels. They were super adaptoids. They're not. That's not the Sentinels. That's not them. Do you think Yujiro Hama will laugh at Super Shadow? It's weird. I don't know what he would think because it doesn't make sense. It's just out of the realm. It's weird. Shadow the Hedgehog, like it's just weird. Do you think that the Inhumans deserve a second chance in terms of getting some recognition and spotlight? Yes, I do. They should have stayed a movie. They should have stayed a movie. The Inhumans should have never been turned into a TV series because that TV series was not going to ever really take it serious, in my opinion. It was great to see the actor who played Black Bolt in costume in Doctor, and he looked perfect. And I'm like, and even though that was all CGI, I was like, that looked goddamn perfect, damn near perfect. Don't tell me that the Inhumans can't get a second chance. They should have stayed a movie from jump instead of being turned into a TV series. You do the royal family, and you still could do it now. You could have them being like they lived on the moon, which they have. They lived on the moon. They lived on in the Andes Mountains. They lived everywhere. Atalan has gone everywhere. But yeah, I would love this. I would hope that with the Inhumans a second chance. Sorry about that. Uh, let's see. What's the next? 'Cause New York City got good food. Yeah. Yes. In the city. Yeah, we there's a lot of good food. New York is a melting pot. It's a melting pot. It always has been and always will be. So you can find good food everywhere. From you want good French cuisine, yeah, you get it. You want good Indian food, yeah. Thai, Chinese. I mean, we don't have the biggest Chinatown, but Chinatown is really it's it's pretty big. Um, and of course, if you want your and then of course there are certain foods that we do, I would say, a lot better than a lot of people. For example, I don't give a damn what anybody says. We do pizza better than anybody. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm that includes Chicago. Yeah, whatever. Okay, we are more imitated in terms of pizza than any other pizza style. It's New York style. You see that more than anybody. Um, but sure, I do want to still try authentic Chicago deep dish pizza, which and I always look at it like I can't really. And the thing about it, I don't compare the two. And here's the reason why I don't compare the two, because Chicago deep dish looks very much more like it. That's a dinner dish. I like Detroit style as well. I've had Detroit style, but yeah, and of course we do bagels well. Bagels, um, and we have, and who can forget? One of the things that we got, like you can go to a 24-hour bodega, a corner store, a bodega, and they'll give you thing called chopped cheese sandwich. Really damn good. That's good shit right there. But then, of course, we got great. If you're a fan of pastrami sandwiches, come on. And one of the best that makes it is a place called Cats. Ugh, it's, it's good stuff. Yeah, and of course, yeah. And then you want to get some good soul food. You go up to Harlem. Go up to Harlem. There's some great places up there that do soul food real well. Yeah. So yes, yeah, we do it. We do have good food. Do you think the MCU should do the Hickman run? The Hickman run of what? Because that's what I think the Secret Wars is going to be. I think they're going to do Hickman's Secret Wars. They're not doing the original Secret Wars. I would love to see MCU do Battle of the Atom. Maybe. Would you be down? Would I be down for a remaster of Bully? A remastered, yeah, but I want a sequel. I really want a sequel more than anything. Uh, would you? Who would win, Dark Hawk or? I did that already. Go watch it. Um, would you rather take down? Would you rather take down an army of foot soldiers or stormtroopers? Stormtroopers. They can't shoot for shit. If I put a Green Lantern ring in the Justice, okay. Would you think? Who do you think Marvel should do next with the Eternals in the movies? Well, the thing about the Eternals, and I always said this, out of all of the Kirby creations, they're like the least popular and least unknown. They don't get a lot of recognition. The Eternals are almost always used as a canon. If you read any Marvel books and there's a big event going on, the Eternals are always used as the catalyst. You know something big is coming because they're the ones that always get taken down. And that's the interesting thing about it. But the fact is, I hate when people say, Oh, they won't do Galactus in the MCU. Bull, bull. Stop smoking. If they can do the Celestials near perfect, and they did them they made them giant. You can't tell me they can't do Galactus. Get out of here. Get out of here. I keep hearing people, if they do Galactus, they're gonna do it like they did in the last time. No, they're not. That right there was an insult to that character. That was a goddamn insult. That was an insult. Don't tell me they can't do it, because every time you say that, I'm gonna look at you and like, are you stupid? I'm gonna give you a look like, huh? Like what? Don't especially don't come at me and say they can't do this, because I'll bury you every time you say that they can't. I'm like, well, they did that. They did that. If once again someone says they can't do Mephisto and all that, I'm like, get out of here. Oh, they can't do the Ghost Rider. Why? Why not? Why not? And mark my words, we will see a Ghost Rider in the MCU. Mark my words. Mark my words. We will see. It's either going to be Johnny Blaze, Dan Kench, or they're going to put all of them in there. They can't do demons or things like that. Bull. Still, I mean, the Blade movie is going to be interesting because I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to portray vampires. Again, I don't want them being man-made. No, and it's so easy to do vampires too. You could easily say they've been around. They just been in hiding. They've been they they deal with they kept out of sight, but still was able to thrive. They could easily say that. You know, who would have thought they would have done Werewolf by Night? But they did it, didn't they? And nobody can tell me. And you say, "Oh, that's not canon." The hell it isn't. That shit was canon. That is straight canon. Don't tell me that wasn't. And they did that beautifully. I loved it. And they just put out a colored edition of it, and I gotta watch it because I love the homage to the black and white days. It was great. So yes, don't mark my words. They're building to the supernatural side really well. They're building to the mid. I guarantee you, we're gonna get a Midnight Suns something down the road. They already got two characters already. They could put Blade in there. They could put Ghost Rider. Who doesn't matter? But the fact of the matter is, we're gonna see the Midnight Suns. I guarantee you. My biggest thing for Marvel is stop just relying on the Avengers and realize that they can't be everywhere. They can't be everywhere. Two, number, and they deal with certain things while other people deal with other things. So yes. And somebody asked me, "What do you find it? Do you?" Somebody asked me the other couple of days ago, "Do I find it weird that um they're taking so long with the FF?" No, I don't. I want them to take as much time as they need with the Fantastic Four. Don't rush anything out. Stop rushing everything out. Who cares if people are complaining? Oh my God, oh man, when they gonna bring this out? So you want half-ass shit? You want just garbage? You want less near perfect? Do you want near perfection or just crap? It's progress, not perfection. I'd rather them take their goddamn time with getting the first family right than just throwing bullshit out. Nothing wrong with that. I agree. New York stuff. Hey, I'm not. Can Batman beat Pennywise? I don't know. I mean, Batman has faced aliens before, so. But by himself, no. I'd love to see the Force Unleashed get a remake. Uh, yeah, but it's. I don't think it's needed. I was talking about the X Men. Oh, the X-Men. They can mix it up with the X-Men. You know, to me, you could take Whedon's run, perfect. Um, you could take a little bit of the Krakoa era, but I wouldn't want that right off the bat. No, you got to establish the X Men, and I would not want them. Oh, they've been hidden. No, don't do that. That does not need to be the best thing. The only one have agreed on about explaining where mutants have been is that, well, they've always been around. However, Professor Xavier just wipes the world's memory of them, and that's not a stretch to believe because that man could do it. He could wipe everybody's memory of them real quick. But they're building to the X-Men. You're seeing it right now with Kamala Khan and everybody like that. They're building to it. And again, I gotta call people out on this. That just shows everybody keeps thinking, oh, Kamala was human and was it inhuman? Yes, she was, but originally she wasn't. The MCU is getting Kamala her originally she was going to be a mutant before they made her. G. Willow Wilson and all them made her an Inhuman, and now that she's been able she's a mutant Inhuman hybrid now in the comics. Even though she's rolling with the X-Men now, she's still an Inhuman. Her powers are still from her Inhuman gene. They still haven't discovered what her mutant power is. Professor Xavier even said that. He's like, we still don't know what it is. Um, are you looking forward to season 2 of Invincible? Yeah. Um, but again, I've read all the Invincible books, so the biggest one I'm looking forward to seeing is when Mark fights Conquest. I want to know how y'all thought what y'all saw in that last was gory. Shit, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's gonna get gorier. Who do you think should play the Silver Surfer in the movies? Same actor that played him in same actor that played him in Rise of the Silver Surfer. I said that. I said that. I said that he should reprise his role. He was perfect. Um, and if you want to use perfect, and if you want to get another actor to voice the character, fine. But Doug Doug Jones, yeah, I think his name was perfect as Surfer. Norman Rad. Uh, Kyle Rayner is the most powerful Green Lantern in my opinion because he is an artist, more control of his ring. Huh? That doesn't really make sense. Yeah, he's an artist, but that has nothing to do with being more powerful. It's will. It's all about will. It has nothing to do with you're more creative. It has everything to do with your will. And sorry to say this, but yes, even Kyle was the torchbearer and everything like that. He held the white lantern and everything like that. But there are lanterns that are more creative than him in a lot of ways. He just does not get enough respect because everything circles around John or Hal. I said it before. Somebody asked me again. If I had the chance to make a another Earthling Green Lantern, what would you do? And I said straight up. I said that's very easy. It's easy for me. I said the character would be Native American, and definitely you want to talk about somebody with will. There you go. Do Voldemites live as long as Amazons? They live long, not as long. They're not invulnerable. That's the thing. People keep the reason why I find it funny when everybody puts Superman versus Omni Man. Superman would beat the snot out of Omni Man. The Voldemites are not that strong. They're not that vulnerable. They're not that invulnerable. They're not godlike. They're not that godlike. And you saw it in the show. He was taking damage. He can be hurt. They're not Kryptonians. A Voldemite face a fully developed Kryptonian who's been soaked in who's absorbs yellow sunlight would lose. If you had 5 members of the Superman family versus 5 Voldemort, Superman family is winning. Perfect. Period. They're not invulnerable. But they can live long. Do you think Adam Driver will be a good Reed Richards? I don't think he's gonna play the role, but I could have seen him somewhat as it. Uh, do you do you do you don't like what? Do you don't like to do the new Spider-Man run right? What? What? Do you don't like? Do I like the? Not really. Uh, but the last couple of issues have been really good. I will say. Yeah. What would you do if you man, oh Jesus God, there's grammar. What would you do if you make a Bane? What would I do if I made a Bane? Is that what you're trying to say? What would I do if I made a Bane comic book series? I don't know. It's just I really don't. Maybe if it was me, probably it'd be more about who he really was, like his backstory, his real backstory, like his bloodline, like what really was he? Did you hear studios shut down? Oh yeah, I've heard about that violation studio. Can you do a horror movie reaction? I no, I'll do it because I've seen enough horror. No. Uh, do you think Doug Jones? Do you think Doug Jones? It's a good actor for Saint Walker. Do I think? Oh my God, Quentin, you gotta reread, proofread your before you post your stuff. Man, there's other people that could play Saint Walker. There are other people. How do you think DC could do the Red Lanterns in the movies? Yeah, they could do the. I don't know what they're gonna do with this Green Lantern series, but I think the Red Lanterns would be perfect as a villain in that. Um, you got to do a little bit of Atrocitus and his relationship with Abendsora. So you start from there. You start from the beginning. What's the deal with Fables being put into public domain? I've heard that they've been put into public domain now. I don't know what to think. I've never read a Fables comic in my life, so I know certain aspects of it, but I've never read the books, and I know a lot of people that haven't. So, but yeah, they're public domain now. They're not. They're not under anybody. Do you think they going? Oh God, David Big Lad. Do you think they're going to have Peter Parker be Spider Man in the new Ultimate series, new take, or a whole new different Spider Man? Yeah, I'm very interested in the Hickman Ultimate Spider Man after he finished wrapping up Ultimate Invasion. Um, Personally, uh, I would not mind if the new Spider-Man in this it's not Peter. Maybe in this world, Ben Riley or somebody else is it's a Parker, but maybe not Peter Parker or Miles. It doesn't matter. It's just I'm really interesting. I like Jonathan Hickman, and the reason why I like him so much, I've loved a lot of Hickman's work. I loved his Fantastic Four run. The man knows his science. He knows science so well, and that's why his run was so good. I was like, he understood it. Um, he did what he could for the X-Men. I like the whole concept. Of really marking the true nature of an Omega level mutant Technically now there are mutants. There are 28 known Omega level mutants, and characters that you assume are, but then there's some that aren't. Um, but there are still a lot of X-Men mutant characters that I still question. Why are they not Omega level? To me, like for example, Sunspot. Why is he not at Omega level? If you look at what Roberto can do, you'd be like, wow, he's not on Omega level. Hmm. Uh, Regular show don't give enough love because that's not true. They do get enough love. David, how you liking Wonder Woman's story that she is on the run with the Amazon Civil War and the whole. I haven't read, so please don't spoil that. I have not read the first issue of Tom King's run yet, so I haven't read it yet. Uh, does New York pizza taste? What does New York pizza taste like? Tastes damn good. Tastes damn good. If you ever had mom and we're not talking franchises. We're talking like these mom and pop places that have been doing it for 50, 40 years. Those are the ones you go to. And there's a lot in New York, period, where I live right around the corner from a family owned pizzeria, and they've been doing it for 50 years. Like, it, it's damn near good. You talking about fresh mozzarella, fresh basil, all that stuff? Perfect. Do you think we will see Tom Holland in the symbiote? I want to see it, but I doubt we'll ever see the symbiote in the MCU unless they do something. Because look, I don't care for the Venom movies. I barely like those. I'll be real. Um, Tom Hardy is not the ideal Eddie Brock to me. I look at him, I'm like, that's Eddie Brock. No, he does not fit Eddie Brock for me. And I like Tom Hardy, but he is not Eddie Brock. He is not. How do you feel when you see Bane? How did you feel when you see Bane? When I saw Bane for the first time, I was like, "Yo, who's this dude? Who's this wrestler? Look at this luchador." That's what I thought he was. I'm a big wrestling fan, so soon as I see, I was like, "He looks like a luchador, a just humongous luchador." You know, I was intrigued. I don't like the idea of Winnie the Pooh being made into a. Well, that's what happens when characters become public domain. Once they're public domain, you can do anything with them. That's the curse of public domain. What comics you been up to date with, and which ones got you interested, and more? Depends on which companies we're talking about. Uh, with with Marvel, it's everything from Daredevil to Spider-Man to the X-Men to the Avengers. The Blade comic has been really good. Um, the new Black Panther has been really good. And then of course with DC, I don't read a lot of DC in single issues anymore. I get most of my DC now in trade. The only ones I read in trade are the Nightwing, Titans, uh, World's Finest, and Captain Marvel. I do, and Green Arrow. I do pick up the first issues of some of these new titles, but after that, everything's just going in trade. I'm just like, yeah, I'll just buy the trades. Like with Marvel, I buy all my Moon Knight in trade. I read the Moon Knight trades, things like that. Then there's a lot of independent books that I read. Like one of the independent books that has just been great is the Gargoyles under Dynamite. They're doing a backstory called the Gargoyles Dark Ages. It's a backstory of when like Hudson was like young and leading the clan. I'm like, oh, this is great. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff I read. And then of course I'm a member of Kickstarter, and then Kickstarter, I help fund people who do books on Kickstarter, and if you choose one of the tiers and get the rewards, yeah, it's a lot of that. And then of course I'm reading a lot of manga, getting back on my manga right now. I'm still reading. I'm reading so much, but right now I'm reading Kaiju number 8 as a good book. Uh, Things like that. I don't like. Oh no, that's okay. Let's see. What's your favorite Italian ice flavor? I don't know. I cherry. Uh, Thoughts on the new Rick and Morty season trailer? Looks I, fine. I don't I it's not really interests me to watch Rick and Morty. I don't know why. It don't. I really don't watch it. Do you think the next Spider-Man movie will be Mr. Negative? I hope so. I would want Mr. Negative in that. Or it could be a big gang war. That's what it looked like. It may be building up to, especially with them talking about Daredevil and stuff. Do you like the? Did I like the Bloodshot movie? Hell no, I didn't like that movie. They fucked up one of my favorite Valiant characters, and such a easy character too. And you fucked that up. That's terrible. People were mad when Tyrus was in NWA. Yeah, Tyrus, focus. Tyrus, just I. Who would win final Batsuit, Batman, or Berserker Hulk? Are you stupid? Sorry, I don't mean that. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Why would you put that? That dead. Do you understand what World Breaker Hulk is? You understand what that you? Oof. I don't think you understand the concept of who you're asking. I finished a recap video of the whole Spider-Man Spider-Verse comic run. I was wondering if they were going to pull some of the story from Miles Spider-Man animated. Maybe, maybe. It depends because now it just looks more like a rescue mission. Miles, man, what the hell? My phone. Miles is being held by another counterpart where there was no Spider-Man, and and it's some of the team that he trusts are gonna go after him, save him. Would you date an orc, Chris? What? Orc? You mean like orc from like World of Warcraft and all those? I've seen some of them orc women, and I'm like, ain't that bad looking. I'm like, they're not. Like, I'm like, okay, so what? They got the teeth come out. I'm like, all right. Some of them that are like half human, you know. Do you think Jurassic Park still holds up 30 years? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The first one, yes, still holds up. I still watch that first one in awe. What if Bane was a Daredevil villain? That'd be kind of cool. I'd actually like. I like Daredevil's new power now. He has a new power now. He can tell if somebody's a demon. Like he could see demons in that are inhabiting people. Like that's cool because The last run, he was in hell, and so Matt could see if like you've been possessed by demons. That's dope. I'm like, okay, I get it. What was your favorite story from Dan Slott's? Oh Jesus, not a lot. I don't care for Slott's run that much either. He was another one that just to me just overhyped. He's just overhyped, and I've met the man too. I've met Dan Slott, and Dan Slott. I don't care if he jokes about it or not, but you don't go on national television and say Spider-Man is the only character I know how to write. I need a job. I'm like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? I do not like the character Paul from. He's just stupid. I goes, I'm sorry. It's not. It's you ain't sorry. Stop. Please stop apologizing if you don't come through the streams. It's fine. Nobody's asking you to be here. Nobody said you have to be here. Um, you know, if you come, you come. That's fine. Hey, bro, is I'm here. Fine. What DC villain would bring? Wait, what? Hold on. What DC villains would you bring over to Marvel, and what Marvel villains would you bring over to DC? I've done this before hundreds of times. All right, let's do five. No, five. Ew, odd number. I'll do four. Uh, let's do Marvel. Doctor Doom. I can put Doctor Doom in DC. Um, uh, Bullseye. I can see Bullseye being a Green Arrow villain, big time. Bullseye. Um, Blackheart, and well, I wouldn't say mm, Graviton. Yeah, there we go. Somewhere. DC. Cersei's. Cersei's. Uh, Parasite. The Rogues. There you go. That's a bunch of them. There you go. If the Black Dragon were Daredevil villain, they'd be over. They suck. Ain't none of them really that threatening. Bacon and egg sandwich sounds good right about now. New York Bodega. Let's go there. Get that for like $3. That should be good. Why Scorpion is not the main character in Mortal Kombat story mode? Because it doesn't center around. Well, he doesn't really center. He's still a main player. You know, in the latest Mortal Kombat, it's Kuai Liang Scorpion. He is the first Kuai Liang Scorpion. I do love that. They make it. They tell him that too. Like because look, I'm gonna spoil this for you guys. The people of this new era of Mortal Kombat, they find out that Liu Kang made kind of set the timeline. And Geras and him tell Kuai Liang like you're the first Kuai Liang Scorpion. Is Hanzo Hasashi in this universe? Yes, he is, but he's a kid. I will spoil that he's a child. But he has joined, and what I knew what was going to happen was I said it as soon as I said watch what happens. even in this universe, Scorpion and Sub Zero are gonna break apart because they were all just Lin Kuei, and then they broke apart, and then Scorpion started the Shiryu along with Smoke, and in this world, he's married to Hamiyu. It's cool. It's really cool. My biggest problem with Mortal Kombat One is in the story mode. No Sonya Blade. So the first lady of Mortal Kombat is not a in the story mode and only a cameo fighter. I hate that. That's like not having the first lady of Street Fighter in a game. Are you out of your fucking mind? Like what the fuck? Like I don't know why they did that. Um, or do you or are you going to play Suicide Squad kill? I don't care about that too much either. The only reason I would probably get is because that's the last time we're gonna hear Kevin Conroy's Batman. That's the only reason I would get it for nostalgia reasons. I really don't care. I hope to make a comic book series about the Monkey King. Somebody already beat you to it. It's already out. It's a bunch of those. Marvel, I put Modoc, the Lizard, Juggernaut. Those are all good. Who are the foes of authority? I really know who they are, and you think they. Oh, you talking about the authority, like the authority of the authority. Yeah, they are working on a movie about them, and I can't remember the authority in terms of like who their major because I haven't read that book in so long. Um, I can't remember. Uh, so let's take a look. So let's take a look. Enemies. Here we go. Uh, hmm. A lot of interesting characters. There's a character, man. They just their character, their villains are weird. There's one called Cold Cast. There's another one called the Commander. Doctor Christenstein, Dynamo, Eclipso, Fallout, God, Godhead, Hornet, Iron Cross, Johnny Rocket Man, and they got some interesting villains. Uh, it makes me wonder, yeah, who they're going to use. Tank Man, Tau. Man, this is interesting. Okay, that's the one I do know. Ultra Human Knight. Ultra Human Knight was it one of the villains? Okay, but yeah, it does make me wonder. Um, who they? I mean, they could use Mongol for all I. They might use that. They might use Mongol, but who knows? Uh, Sizar and are as a couple. Yeah, Reptile and are a couple in the mortal this universe. I thought that was cool. I love the story with Reptile in the story mode. Baraka was really good too. Like you really felt bad for Baraka in that. I felt really bad for him because those were two characters that over the past were just like henchmen. They were just henchmen. Here they were more. They had such character development. Even Geras in this story felt like a real character. He just didn't feel like, oh, he just is Kronika's whipping boy. It was just weird. Mr. Sinister, of course, everybody wants to see Mr. Now that we are getting Spider-Man 2 game just around the corner, can focus now on Wolverine. Yeah, Wolverine there. The Wolverine game is also that's gonna be fun. One time my friend make a cake. It was a fuck. Ugh. I really, I personally am not a fan of the casting of Mortal Kombat in the next movie. Me neither. I don't like. First of all, I didn't like the last movie, and I don't really care for this next movie. Um, I don't like Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. It just does not feel right. I'm like, huh? I don't know. That don't work for me. How do you feel? How do you feel? How you feel? You mean how do I feel? Clinton grammar, dude. Like, how do I feel when I saw Optimus Prime for the first time? When I first watched the Transformers cartoon, it was fun. So yeah. Some sites say Echo story plot going to be a part of the balance out the reaching back to her Native American roots while being a criminal. Yeah, they say that she's going to go back to her roots. That's great. I'm all for that. Uh, it's really interesting. MCU's Echo has like several disabilities. Like she's not just a because all Echo is supposed she just can't hear. Echo is just deaf. That's it. But MCU's Echo is also got a prosthetic leg. Like she checks off all disabilities. I'm like, that's even crazier. Um, who do you hope to see in the Wolverine game? I mean, there's Cyber. There we go. There's somebody I hope to see. Sabretooth is the I would mind even seeing the Wendigo. All right. Or are you going to upload versus I just did what did I just tell you, dude? No. I'm not doing that no more. I moved on from that. I want Deathstrike. No, Lady Deathstrike will probably be in it. Like the obvious choices are there. I'm talking about characters that a lot of fans don't know about or they think they know. Because ask yourself, ask yourself this question. How many people know Cyber? How many people know Organ? Or the Wendigo or this character, or Wild Child, or all these other characters. No, not as people. Once you think when you say Wolverine, you instantly think Sabretooth or Deathstrike, things like that. Who do you think could play Johnny Cage in the movie? Someone mentioned fuck the Miz. He couldn't do it either. Miz, I could you I first of all, I want somebody that got martial arts background. Miz does not have that, and I please, he couldn't do it either. Get out of here, please. The Miz, please. You need somebody. You need a true martial artist. And before anybody says, "Well, Linda, that no, that's wrong." Linda that he actually had martial arts back. He has a martial arts background. So yeah. Um, What would Guts think of Doom Guy? Who? I want Guts in Mortal Kombat. I don't care for that. Said it before. The only guest character that should be a part of Mortal Kombat is Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. He suits it. I'm shocked that the MCU did not do an Alpha Flight show. I You want to talk about a group that does not get enough credit or shine? Alpha Flight. I don't know why people hate on Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight is cool. That is the one thing about the MCU. I want people them to realize that yes, it's not just about the Avengers. There is a team that defends like the Great White North, Canada. Alpha Flight. I want to see Guardian, Vindicator, and my man Puck, and my girl Snowbird, and Big Sasquatch, and 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 people like that, and North Star and Aurora and all those characters. Alpha Flight does not get enough credit. Does not. Be cool to have Judge Dredd, and again, I don't care for, you know I don't know. I don't. Do you remember this game, Infamous? I do. I have them. I personally think the X-Men movies did Nightcrawler dirty. You damn right they. Well, that first intro of him was cool, but outside of that, yeah, they didn't really give him enough shine. And that's why I said it. I'll say it again. Kevin Feige should look at everything Fox did and say, we're going to do it better, 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 including characters. See, here's the problem with the Fox run. They just threw characters into these movies just to throw them in there because why? Fan service. They just did it for fan service without even, I guarantee you go back and watch Days of Future Past, my favorite X-Men movie, and going when they're in the future, don't nobody knew who those mutants were. I guarantee you I could tell you that because I've seen it. When they saw it, they first of all they got Sunspot's powers wrong. He's not the fucking Human Torch. He ruined him. Nobody knew that was Warpath. Nobody knew that was Bishop. It was just like they didn't know. They just throw these characters into because they expect people to know. No, that's not how it works. They just throw characters in there, and they just threw. I've said it before. The MCU's lineup of the X Men should not even have Wolverine on the team yet. Storm should not be on the team. The main team should be the original five, basically that '60s lineup: Gene, Scott, Hank, Warren, Bobby, uh, Morph, Changeling. That '60s lineup team. Then going to those characters that came out in Giant Size X-Men. You could save that for like the sequel. Your Colossus, your Thunderbird, your Storm, your Banshee, characters like that. Your Sunfire, All right, roll up being in Mortal Kombat. It's okay too. If you play Infamous, do you play as good? I'm always good. I don't. You. Why ask me that? I have never had a. I played Mass Effect. I've never made a renegade shepherd. So no, it sucks that they didn't even try to introduce or give us a hint of Captain Britain or Union Jack in the Secret Invasions or Captain Falcon. Uh, yeah. I mean, there's a little bit. I mean, they did mention there is Union Jack. I mean, the character that what's name played is relative, but yeah, it's like yeah, that's the problem sometimes that I wish that we got a better World War II, you know, of Captain America with Union Jack and Spitfire and all those characters. Hey Chris, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? No, Fist of the North Star getting a remake. Yes, it is. It's for the anniversary. It's cool. Looking forward to it. I would love to see the MCU X Men feel like X Men Evolution. I know I don't. I don't want that. Nope, not at all. I don't want them teenagers. I don't want them. No, 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 no. uh, Teenagers that's done that no they should to me the X-Men MCU X-Men should be adults. You can have the school, but they should be the most well-oiled team in MCU history. Like They know how each member thinks. None of this. Nah, I don't know. I don't want no kids. I don't. I don't want children. We don't need that. I no. Mm-mm. Nope. I don't want. I don't want any. No. Did you punch? Did you punch the female reporter? No, I didn't. I didn't punch her. No, I did not. I did not. Well, that looks like that's all the questions. Well, we're gonna wrap this up, guys, and we're gonna wrap this up because I actually want to now play some Mass Effect. So we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for coming out, and we'll do this next month at the end of the month. I'll do it a little. I'll do it. I'll get you. I'll get it earlier than before than today, like I said. But with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned. Please, because the most of you guys made yourself well unknown that you didn't hit that notification bell for my vids. Because if you did, you would know I put that video up or did that video or did that. Do yourselves a favor after this stream goes off. When you hit that subscribe, hit that bell. Hit the bell so you don't miss a video. Because if you don't, then you won't ask the same questions. Number two, guys, it's not a competition in terms of who gets their questions out first. I'm going to answer everybody's question as best I can. Calmly write your question and proofread because there was a lot of bad grammar. I hate to be that person, but yes, I am. Fix your grammar. All right. Outside of that, guys, just take care. I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.